It feels nice to be in the garage again, although it is very cold outside. But today, I'm basically just getting on with some work, tidying up the garage. It's taken a while of a lot of abuse, a lot of bits and pieces getting done on loads of different cars, and there's just junk absolutely everywhere. Wow, this isn't all junk, but it's not organized at all. I've got a huge amount of spare tools, loads of scrap bits and pieces over there that needs to just go metal recycling and all normal recycling and whatnot. So yeah, I'm kind of working on the garage today. Just thought I'd do a little bit more of a generic update. One cool thing that I'm trying to do, you'll see these two big beams going across here. I've got a nice little idea for this part. Yeah, I'm just gonna carry on working. I gotta also get rid of loads of the 30 parts that are just not gonna get used, and just, yeah, general organizing. But this is kind of a nice little part for me, because I feel like once I do this little setup now, the garage is going to be looking fresh. And it's one of those things when you're working in a nice atmosphere. But yeah, having a nice clean space just increases productivity, and you just feel a bit more open, like you can actually breathe to get as much done as you need to. So I think I'm going to carry on cleaning all this up. So I'll see you all in a minute. So, managed to get majority of the garage clean and tidied up. Still got a bit more left to do, but I just thought, show you guys what I've gotten up to within about 3 hours or so of organizing and taking photos and stuff like that. So, I've taken photos of the stuff of the E30 that I need to deal with. These are a couple of bits that I need to deal with later on. You'll see more about that, as well as these in the next part of the video. Got a lot of the tools sorted over there. Those are to basically get sold, recycling, metal, but there we go. But I'm really happy with the way the garage is so far. It means that my vision for it is kind of coming to life once I've done the next big mod to the garage. And when I mean mod, I've not seen anyone do this before, so it's definitely something that you're gonna have to check out. It's probably in the thumbnail, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, keep tuned for the next part of the video, which will probably be about a week's time from now. So let's snap to a week forward. So the next little clip you're going to see from me is actually something that I've basically just seen right now while I'm editing. And I thought I can't use this because the lights are flickering a little bit too much. So I'm just going to recap over it real quick. So what I basically show, and I'm just going to snip in a little bit here and there. So what I'm basically talking about here is the mod that I'm looking to do to my Halfords tool sets. Now, I want you to put magnets into them so that I'll be able to basically have the sockets and those kind of things held in place, whilst also being able to use them and keep it up against a wall, and in essence letting the original molding for everything to hold it in place. So I went through a little bit of DIY on it, or I did think of putting a screw through the actual plastic first, and while that screw is in essence held in place, the magnet can be glued onto the screw, and then it's basically kept there. Didn't need to do that. In fact, by the end of it all, I just super glued the magnets onto the plastic. The super glue was strong enough to be able to hold it there and not let the magnet come off of it when it comes to actually putting the socket on. I'm going to go back to the video right now, so we're going to actually see what the results are from the mod that I did a week ago. So let's go. And this is where I got the garage to. The lights are going to be in another video in the near future, and I'm going to be doing some work to the S2000, just a little bit of work kind of to do with the roof. But I thought I'd show you guys what I ended up with regards to the tools. So here is my new tool setup. It's not the prettiest of things. I will be redoing it in the near future once I actually get a bit more time on my hands and just paint over the whole area and all those kind of good bits. But here's what I've done. You have to see, everything is basically horizontal against the wall. I've put little magnets in different areas. On some of them I've put in 2 magnets in certain areas. And all that the magnet is really doing is just kind of keeping it in place. Majority of the work is already done by the actual molding for everything. So the awesome thing is, obviously with the top, they get held in place because the way it's designed, that's got a structure behind it. They've they're like clipped in. Ideally it would have been like that for the bottom as well, but they're not like that. Same here again, the top is all fine. The bottom, one thing I would say is try not to use the round magnets. I don't think they sit as good as the flat ones. You'd be better off layering up the flat ones instead of using the smaller one, round ones. Instead of using round magnets, these ones aren't too bad here because the molding of the actual plastic holds it in place. But for example, just over here, got and that's it. I thought this was just a great way of having your tools, the ones that you use most of the time, out on display. It just makes my life a lot easier. If I need anyone to help me, they know where all the tools are, and it doesn't take up any space. The one thing about this garage is, even though it is quite a large garage, I've used up a lot of it for storage over there and for keeping tools over here. When it comes to opening the doors, now the S2000 is a really small car, so it's not the best car to use as an example, but even with that, you don't really have a huge amount of space over here, and on that side you're basically up against everything. If I had a larger chest of tools over here, then that would eat up so much space. That's one of the reasons why I actually stuck with these thin ones. It's just literally for keeping everything on the side. I don't really roll these around anywhere. They're just supposed to be there, and that's where I want them. Everything's just nearby and I know exactly where it all is. But yeah, this is the new setup. Having the tools up here and not on the actual workspace over there means that I have such an easier time when it comes to doing any work that I need to do on any of the cars, and I just thought it'd be a great way for someone else to try this out. All I did was get these drilled in onto the actual wall. You just use a plug and a screw and just get in and screw it on. I had to kind of make the hole a little bit deeper in because the screw wasn't actually gripping onto the bricks enough, so that's just the way it's worked out best. But that is on there real nice and tight. Got screws going across all the way to the bottom. Anyone can do this. You probably don't even need the top one there, but I've had it there so it secures everything. This one is definitely ugly, so I want to not keep that one there and change that up. It all actually stayed in place without needing these wood bits, but I just kept them there just for the security that it's not going to just fall over, but it really shouldn't. They weigh so much that they shouldn't really have any issues with regards to falling over. But yeah, I hope you did find this video interesting, and if you do want to give it a try, I'll leave a link to the magnets that I use down below. You want to use the strongest ones, which I can't remember the name of them, but I'll leave a link for them. They're nice and small. I'll give you the two sizes that I would recommend using, one for the smaller little sockets and bits and pieces, and one for the larger ones. The good thing about this is if I really did need to take these tool boxes anywhere, I can literally just take these screws off. Everything's already there. Off we go. I'm missing that one. That was my bad. But yeah, so it's really helpful in that respect. If you did find this interesting and actually quite a unique way of doing something, please give it a thumbs up, and please leave me a comment if it's inspired you to do anything yourself, and make sure to subscribe to see more content like this, but also me working on the cars. There's plenty more to come, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out. Catch you later.